What's up, lemons? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another P1 exhaust install on this 25 X6 M60i. So brand new car. It's probably got about 1,000 to 2,000 miles on it. The client is saying, he didn't like the sound from factory, so he wanted to upgrade the exhaust. Now we went with the Titanium P1 system here. Again, it's Valvetronic, so we're gonna get all that hooked up, kind of show you how everything goes from there. Got all the piping in here. Got a few other little elements that we need to get this thing going. So we're gonna get this thing in the air, kind of inspect what we need to pull off first, and then we'll go from there. So what we're gonna have to do here is pull off some of these plastics. Down here on the back side, we're gonna have to take off this brace that goes through there. So we're gonna take off the plastics there. The brace is gonna be here, disconnect it from there, just so when we pull this exhaust off, obviously we can actually get it through and out. And then from over here, you can see these hangers. We'll just disconnect the bolt from here. And then we have our down pipes right there. So it's super easy to get to on the X6 here. We don't have to go anything higher than that. Again, it's just gonna be a cap back on that. But 2-bolt design is pretty simple, makes it really easy. Now this exhaust from factory is kind of heavy, so we're gonna have to figure out how to get it out. This removed slightly. You don't have to pull it off all the way, just so we don't have to realign everything. But you got your 2 bolts there. We're gonna take that out. It's gonna take this strut kind of chassis bar out. Obviously we'll take that out, and then the full thing will come out, so that way when we pull this exhaust out, we're not hitting this on here, and then obviously it'll be a little bit easier to pull it out. Now, before we do anything on the back side here, as far as pulling the exhaust out, we're gonna disconnect from the down pipes either side, and then from there we're gonna disconnect these bolts. Actually, I guess it's just the one bolt. I thought it was on both sides. So we're gonna disconnect that one right there. The exhaust is gonna come down. We'll be able to maneuver this out and just pull it up from there. So we got both sides of the bars out. Flaps are down there, so we have access to everything else that we need. For the exhaust at the end, in order for us to take it out, instead of me struggling trying to take it out of this, I'm just gonna disconnect it from there on either side, and then the whole exhaust will drop down with this. And then after that, we can put the new hangers on, and then we'll just bolt it right back up there. Alright, so the exhaust is completely out. Had to disconnect a few more things than we thought. So there's this little box there that connects right up here. Wouldn't let the exhaust come this way, so we had to remove that. We had another hanger right there that we didn't see originally. Somewhere right around here in this area that we had to disconnect. And then we just had to remove these heat shields on the back, so it gives us that much more space to pull it forward, get it out. Stock exhaust, and then we have again the new one that we're going to be installing here. Here's the exhaust all laid out. So we're going to start by just doing the pieces that go to the downpipe, and then I might just connect everything and throw it all together. Save this last part over here for last, just because we have the actual muffler hanging like this. So that way, when we try to connect everything at the very end, I'm not struggling and hitting everything back here. We should just be able to pull this back a little bit, put the pieces together, and then bolt them up from there, and then obviously push this back up where it needs to be. So we got everything installed here, fed it through the very bottom of the car, along to the exhaust here. There's a connection on that side, there's a connection on this side, and then now we are just going to button this up. So we finished up with the exhaust, everything is buttoned back up. We are going to give it a cold start, and hopefully the valves are closed so I don't rattle the whole inside of this warehouse. But let's go ahead and see what it sounds like. So this is operating temperature, just idle, and then here's with the valves open. You can hear it click automatically. Give you a few revs without the valves open, then we're going to do a few revs with the valves open. Alright, so we're going to do some drive-bys right now. We're going to do the valves closed. We're going to do a launch. We're going to do a flyby, and then we're going to come back. We'll do a launch with the valves open. Do flybys with that way as well.